I am live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Blades Against Bandwidth. Thank you all so much for showing up. It is Sunday, September 6th, 2020, and we're really happy to have the whole crew here today. Carmen needed the night off, so we will not be having Miss Vance tonight, but you just picture Wigs there in the background playing with her finger collection and possibly talking in little jars with squiggly things in them. Say, Jeff, who'd you bring?
Tonight we have Hoy from the Appendix N Book Club, the DC NYC Meetup Group. Hoy, hello.
Howdy, so glad to be here at this table.
It's wonderful to have you, sir.
So Hoy, tell us about the Appendix N Book Club.
Yeah.
Well, this is a guy who I met in line at a free RPG day. Looks a lot like you, Jeff. And I joined the meetup. Actually, I didn't even go to the game first. I think the first meeting was actually the actual book club, right? And we started talking about this stuff, and we were doing this for I think 6 or 7 sessions, and we said, hey, we got to do more with this. And we were thinking about what we could do. I think you must have came up with the idea of the podcast. And then tried that for a while, and then eventually I think we had enough traction that we started getting some real luminaries in the gaming and fantasy field come along and talk to us. So
Yep,
it's been a blast. Yeah. So we are now 10 airs, not even 100 airs, maybe 10 airs now. Doing our podcast, not counting all the money we spent on the books.
If you do the math on that, then we're not doing well. But
bad math, guys. That's not good math.
Yeah. It's gaming math.
Yeah. Think of all your experience. Your wealth of experience points, notoriety, fame, and reputation, which is, of course, precedes you both. Let's say when we last left off, all right, our intrepid crew had made their way down through the made their way all the way down into the depths of the Kingspire Castle to locate the missing brother / lover of the Elder Kith, who were all stationed upstairs. And you indeed found the rune blade. But upon bringing it back upstairs, it got rid of the curse. Boy, howdy! And everybody who was upstairs, all of the folks who were waiting on that curse to get broken, as soon as you approached, they all turned to dust, and they all just sort of, the beastmen, and the elder kith alike. So now, Kingspire looks exactly like when you guys first arrived, minus the ghosts. So when you guys go up there now, you are now standing on a desolate, completely burnt out and ruined castle, sort of like standing on this rock in the middle of the swamp. It is quiet as far as you can see. There's dust everywhere, which you know to be all of the former Denzians and the people on both sides of the battle that was going on up until that had been raging, for untold millennia, until y'all came along and finally put an end to it and put all of those trapped spirits and people displaced in time to rest. So you guys look around the swamp, like I said, nothing but dust and lights. It's like dawn when you guys get up there. You guys have been up here all night, and you see the sun rising over the swamp. And you can see Kingshire, the little town, still looking pretty much empty off in the distance. Oh, and so Septus, suddenly you get that feeling you get sometimes. Whoa! Your personality gets rearranged and things. Part of your magical, or whatever it is, that suddenly you're a little bit different, and all of your mercurial effects are reset. So right now you are on random mercurial effects for every time you want to cast a spell.
All right, everybody stand back.
Yeah, y'all look over and it looks like Septus has had the Septus thing happen to him again, where he has a very different look in his eyes, and he's,
Hi, Septus. Nice to meet you again.
I am the Spinal Tap drummer of Wizards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you cut your hair? Did you do something with your hair?
Yeah, I'm glad you know.
As he's coming out of the thing, he looks at himself in his blade. I look ridiculous, and it's cleaned up before you guys head back. So what do y'all do?
What are we doing?
I mean, I think we should travel to town and rest up for 3 months.
Do we have anybody in tow right now? Or is it just the 5 of us at the moment?
It's all the 5 of y'all plus Wiggs. Wiggs the elf, who is in similar shape to y'all, like has been through the ringer and has really burnt down her her physical self up to this point.
Oh yeah,
So,
I think we need some healing right now, actually.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Healing in time. Phoebe, you got any healing for anybody?
Who needs it?
What time of day is it?
It's dawn. It is dawn.
Okay,
I
so
will
it's
say
a
this.
day. Are we refreshed?
If you guys, well, no one slept. But
Did
in
we-
the case of Phoebe, if you want to, you can spend an hour in prayer and chanting and everything, and you can sort of reset your healing abilities. Same thing with Wiggs and Septus. You can spend an hour studying your spell book. You won't get any hit points back as nobody slept, but you can reset your spells and all your lost spells for both of our arcanists will come back.
Cool. How's the swamp look? Does it look nasty, or does it look like something that's just like, swamp and dawn?
Okay, so from where you are looking down there, they said it was really dangerous, but right now it just looks peaceful and quiet. And bugs flitting about. The water is very shallow, and there's at the far south end of Kingsfire, there are these ancient steps going down into the water, and at the edge of them there are like every boat from this fishing village. So there's like 7 boats that are down here. You took one of them over. Oh, yeah, you know who is here with you? Oh boy, let me look at my notes. No, they
look
left,
around.
actually. Yeah, you look around, and the two. Oh man, I just got a fresh pad. Those 2 guys from the it was Micah and Micah, the miller's assistant, who you guys cured of his strange madness. And that guard that you guys had forced to bring you guys over here, both of them are gone. You don't know what happened to them.
Hey,
They didn't come through with you to that. They didn't get stuck inside that thing. But when you left, there were ghosts running around everywhere, and they were hurting people. So
When we first approached this place, we never camped, right? We just kind of went into it.
yeah, you the whole thing took place in one day. You entered the town, went over, disrupted the ritual, and then you were kind of caught in a null space of time. So you're not even sure how much time has passed at this point. Like you might have been in there for weeks or days, or you don't know.
Right. But it's dawn.
It is dawn, and sunrise over the swamp. It's gorgeous. Kermit the Frog tuning up.
What happened to that hag?
Oh, you still have your hat?
No, the hag. Is she on the way here to the village?
Yeah, she's if you wanted to go visit her on the way out, you would have to go back across to the dock there, and essentially she's just outside of the town.
We might want to keep that sword away from her, right? Unless, because it was when we brought the sword towards the other ones, they all decayed and became dust in the wind, wasn't it?
Oh.
I mean, that was all the young ones. If the hag is old, then she's probably actually lived through time.
Oh,
like
yeah.
young ones.
exactly, because she didn't seem to be stuck in that cursed world.
Yeah.
This is why you bring Haley Sketch. All right. So what do y'all do?
Well, if you did want to go talk to the hag, what are we hoping to get out of that?
Some sort of reward, maybe.
Maybe some closure for her.
Yeah, you
Are
have.
we supposed to? Yeah, are we supposed to tell her like, oh, he'll love you forever or something like that?
Yeah, buddy told. Yeah,
he
Yeah,
did.
I think it sounds like the good thing to do.
yeah.
Give
But,
her
I mean,
closure.
yeah. Speaking of, it's a good thing to do. We don't have to do that. It's just something we could do.
That's also true.
Exactly. It's totally true. It's totally. It's
But I still
completely
need
up to y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna heal Ernie really quick.
All right. So, are you going to spend an hour and reset your what do you got first? All right.
Yeah. All right, that is a 12. Just barely made it. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting alignments.
We're all
Neutral.
lawful, or no?
Neutral, you said?
Septus is chaotic.
Yeah.
Okay, neutral. So Ernie, that is 1 die.
Die. I'll probably need another one.
Okay.
And Haley, if you got one in you, I would also use
All right.
healing.
Okay.
Actually, actually, I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm only 3 shy.
So just the murder habit?
Yes, please.
Okay. Alright, that is a 23.
Oh, nice.
And again, alignments I'm not really sure on. It's either 4 or 5 dice.
I'm awful.
Okay, so 5 dice.
All right, so roll 5 and keep the highest 2 for Monster Lung Branch.
Anyone else? Everyone good?
Good.
Back to full.
Alright.
I think I'm good unless it's, I'm just going off of the sheet I have, so.
Yeah. All right, so you guys are gonna make your way across, take the skiff back over there, and do we go back in the same path that he took us, the kind of wending way, or do you guys go straight to go take the path he took you on the first time?
I think we should probably take the one that we know is safe, even though there might not be things in the water anymore, just to...
No tell.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys go back along that same circuitous, I can't say it, route that that Micah and the other guy, the guard, took you guys the first way, and sail all the way across and get back to the far side. The town still looks completely deserted. You guys wander through the city, you see nobody here. It's like just a wreck of things at this point.
So man, got to get some breakfast around here.
You good luck, my friend. Good luck. You better hope to find a frying pan and a slow chicken, because otherwise you're gonna go hungry.
Are there corpses littered everywhere, or is there just there's just no?
Yeah. So you come into the town, you make your way right back back towards the palisade. The corpses of the guys that you killed, the guards, they're all still there up in the front by those front gates. All the sling guys that you killed up, or javelin guys, sling guys, I think they were that you killed up front. Their bodies are still there, and by the looks of them, you think this is the next day. You don't think that any more time has passed, because they don't look like they've been dead for a month. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. They look like, clearly they went overnight, but
It's probably some ants.
Yeah, they got flies and bugs around them and everything, the crazy beetles and whatnot that you used to see on CSI, but CSI beetles, isn't that what they're called? CSI beetles? I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah.
Rolling on. But their bodies are all still there dead in the front, and that's the only, you literally don't see anybody else wandering around. Now the hag, her hut is actually outside of this. You remember the way, it's like outside and off down to your right there. But that is what you see.
Continue on, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So are you heading out of town, or are you headed over to actually see this thing before?
No,
I
yeah.
think-
I guess.
I think it can't just
Yeah, let's go say hello. Tell her, give her the message.
Yeah. So you approach, and it's just like except other than it's daytime, it's just like last time. You know what I'm saying? There's that fog, that weird smell kind of still surrounds that place. That super organic smell. When you guys get there, the door creaks open, like in welcome, like. And you see daylight spilling into this place.
Excuse me, Lady Hag?
Enter! Enter! She says. Come forth, Lady Hag. It's Janine!
Oh,
No one ever asks. No, I'm kidding.
my apologies, Janine. For those, if you're just tuning in tonight, I will describe it. So it's a narrow, muddy footpath wends its way down a rocky slope. At the base of the steep hill where the ridge meets the swamp is a small hut with a thatched roof of mud and wattled walls. The bones of small animals dangle from the eaves like wind chimes, clattering and clanking as a chill breeze blows in from the swamp. Although actually today's pretty nice. The sun's out today. It's warming up. It's about, when you guys get here, at this point it's about 8 in the morning. And you actually smell food coming from inside this place.
Yum. Does it smell
Take
better
breakfast wherever we can find it.
Well, I'm fine. I'm some salt rat.
Yeah, Hobbit's got the salt rat still. All right, so she has beckoned you to enter. Do y'all do so?
Yeah, I'll come in. Do I still have that sword?
Oh yeah, and it's like you look down at it, it's like, I'm right. Like,
Wait, what is it telling me?
It's telling telling you that you know what, this whole time, every once in a while, it just, you can hear the voice of the wooden blade in your head. It's like, together, we could rule whatever you want. You have your own kingdom, your own island, take over.
Cool.
It's like, it's just talking.
I'm like, okay, cool. That's cool.
It's like, kings lead like any other man. There's a lot of that.
Shut up now. I go, lady, we bring you news.
She says, enter. So there's a single low entrance. Once you guys go inside, it's way bigger it looks way bigger on the inside than it does on the outside. Huge, big open place. There's still all of those animals that are set there in cages that are still like, dozens of cages of lizards, vultures, rats, and all kinds of stuff. They all seem like they're happy enough, like y'all asked last time. She approaches you and she is like, she looks over you and her eye falls on Septus, and she's like, she's seeing Septus for the first time, when you guys, she's like, ooh, I felt a change in the wind last night. I believe that things are different now at the King's Fire. Am I right, Aziz, my dear?
Sure.
Yes. Very well done. Oh, rest. Sleep, rest. You must be hungry from your ordeal. And she goes over and she comes up with like a bowl of breakfast soup for everyone.
I love breakfast.
Yeah. Presents it to everybody and says,
I love breakfast soup.
Yeah, it's a breakfast soup t-shirt right there.
I think we should define ourselves the breakfast soup club.
You wish those long things were noodles. You wish.
Well, Septus is his patron is Bobegbobil, so he's eating worse.
You're happy as a clan. You couldn't be more pleased with the morning's fare. And she says, so, how stood things at the King's Fire? What happened out there in the swamp, my children?
I just told her everything.
The whole story. She sits wrapped the whole time. And when you get to the point about Prince Prince what's his face? Oh goodness gracious.
The Raven one or Crow one?
The Crow King.
Rinson or Rimple
The
Bottom.
bird guy.
Prince Rim.
Is it Prince Crow King? Or is that
No, he is Holdemans.
I already forgot what the relationship of this lady and
Prince Nyre.
Prince Nyre.
When you told Prince Nyre about the lady that was out there, he got really excited and was like, "Tell her I miss her," and he sent tender words of love for you to pass on to her.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll definitely relay that message.
All right. Yeah, her head kind of clears up a little bit. And, she kind of sits and thinking, and she's like, "Oh, Nyre, we could have had eons together, but all he loved was war and death."
I look at these guys and roll my eyes. Because, I recall he was kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she seems to remember him fondly. Yeah, and she says once you finish your tale, and she's clearly moved by it, and she goes over and she touches each one of you and she says thank you individually to each one of you, and she actually got a bit of a blessing from this. So at some point, you guys make a note on your character sheet. You guys each have the ability, and Wiggs, who's not here, each of you have the ability to declare that you are. If I call for a luck check, you have made that luck check. You can call for it one time each per character.
Nice. Does that count for rolling the body?
That counts for anything you want to count for a luck check. You can roll the body or whatever. So you got one
free successful luck check.
A free successful luck check. Courtesy of the lady. She's nobody's hag. She's a sorceress.
She's Janine.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Janine.
She's Janine. Courtesy of Janine.
Yeah.
Just,
Elven last name.
Janine.
We got Janine's blessing.
Sorry, Leafs. I don't know. We got Janine's blessing. Absolutely.
Janine's blessing.
Janine sounds like she comes from West Warwick,
she's
Rhode
a-
Island.
What does she think about
Oh
what does she,
my God! Sorry.
what does she think about my new sword?
She sees that and she's like, very dangerous. That is the weapon of a king, or one who would kill a king.
You had a weird sense of humor.
Oh. Careful. Would you consider leaving that here in my protection? I would hold it for you. Keep you from temptation.
Maybe I just have trust issues, but I don't really believe that.
Trust in
I'm
all.
kind of leaning towards it because I kind of don't want to carry this thing around. I have a feeling I'm going to have a hard time getting rid of it.
I'd
Man.
much rather just bury it in
Should
the
I keep
ground
it?
somewhere than give it to her.
Well, first he's just jealous because he wishes it was a little smaller because he'd be happy to carry it.
Chaos. Just nothing but chaos. So, what do y'all do?
I mean, I'm going to leave that up to Ernie as far as leaving the sword. That's
If you're a baby,
Oh
you want
man.
to give it up for adoption, that's your call.
Go get Matt when it comes looking for you in 18 years.
I look at the cleric. What do you think?
Like I said, I'd rather bury this in a hole in the ground somewhere. Just my personal
All
opinion.
right, we'll drop it off in the next volcano we come across.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the best bet.
Yeah,
All right.
the
All right,
sword
we won't give
gets
it to her.
the sword gets quiet at this point. It stops. All that whispering that it had been doing completely ceases at this point. Ernie no longer hears the voice of the sword.
I'll be scared.
See, we just gotta threaten it to keep it in line, and then it'll be fine.
But it's all quiet. It's scared.
you heard its feelings.
Should you ask it?
I'm not gonna ask the sword.
Let us know in the comments if you can still hear us, and I'll open up my app, my phone, because God knows. This is. Please don't be like last week. Did y'all see my what do you call it show got completely 86 last week? I was so bummed.
No.
Oh yeah, my game therapy. I was so psyched about that too. I don't know. So, whew. All right. It looks like we're back on. I can see us. So.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Yep. And Jess, thank you, Jess. Jess just texted me to tell us she's back. Thank you. Jess is making 46 loaves of zucchini bread tonight in honor of our game. So prepare yourselves.
Mail 'em out?
Zucchini.
She gonna mail them out to all her viewers?
You actually. I don't know. Jess, you gonna mail out zucchini bread to anybody because everyone's talking about it. So.
Okay.
It's not
so
banana
do we know-
bread.
Sorry, I don't remember what happened to this town.
It seems like everybody in the town left and went over there for that ceremony. And what you heard was that the old miller had the miller had gone out into the swamp and gotten lost out there for a while. When he came back, he talked about like meeting gods and kings out there. He got everybody really excited about being a part of this ritual that was supposed to make everybody great again. And it was the whole make Kingshire great again situation. And then they all got eaten by worms, and
Fitting.
then you killed the good. So that's how that went. Both sank.
Okay.
They were indictments.
Cool.
All
We have
right,
a whole
anyway,
village.
The
Oh wait,
whole village.
except for Lady Kingspire, I guess.
Janine is the only one so far. Hey, she's officially the mayor now because there's
Yeah.
nobody.
Well, she has a whole castle.
Yeah. Oh my God! You kidding me? She just go out there and make it out.
We'll let her figure that out.
She had to burn all of her pets, but she can find a way to feed them.
So if we want to like chill, Brennan, is like, I know this place is just kind of like a hodum town. What's the closest kind of like civilization? Is it Eng or is it?
Yeah, you're 2 weeks back to Ing and Nine Towns as the closest thing you can do. But if you wanted to hole up here for a few days, you don't see anybody. So
Do we also know though of like other big cities or villages or towns that like, if like us growing up maybe in like these little podunk villages we might want to go see?
yeah. You are in the boonies right now. If you wanted to get back to like the next like biggest civilization, the easiest way to do it would be first to make your way back to Nine Towns, where you guys sort of like grew up, and then keep going to the capital. You know what I'm saying? Which is there. Which you were for a moment you were headed there until the Emerald Enchanter, his wagon distracted you guys. But I mean, the capital, Havanor, is like the main big thing out there and such. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's your that's the if you want to go to a big city, I mean, you'd probably be like from here maybe 3-week journey, maybe more. But from 9 towns, you can do it in just a few days, so 4 or 5 days. Well, it'd be easier if you had horses, which you don't.
Does anyone need rest? Like, does it to heal up some ability scores?
I know, like, well, Wiggs was like burned down pretty far, right? Wasn't she kind of like also like stumbling around again?
And my luck has gotten real low.
Yeah. Well, you guys wanted to you could spend some time here in Kingshire, and just
Yeah, it seems like this village. I mean, if the village just kind of up and jump on boats to go to a ceremony and never came back. Sounds like their kitchens are probably pretty stocked.
They probably so.
And there's probably some really nice beds. Where's the nearest big house?
I also think their wealth is unguarded. We could also probably just spend a week just like combing through everything and finding anything you want to take.
Combing over it. All right.
Where's the biggest house? I point at it like call dibs.
Okay. So we all call dibs. This suddenly becomes an episode of The Walking Dead. You guys essentially just divvy the place up. I will say, if you guys want to spend like a week here recuperating, or 2 weeks here recuperating, and sort of getting letting the spellcasters get their groove back on. That's
right.
So yeah,
also find stuff for like traveling. Dry some fish catch whatever fish we catch for traveling rations, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Like that.
Okay. Yeah. No problem. Yeah. So you guys spend 2 weeks. You were able to find. Yeah. You guys spend some time fishing, and yeah, you certainly have enough rations to make it back to the 9 towns area. From then, I will say that combing the area. I'm going to give you guys a D20 check. You know what? Why don't you roll for us? Roll me a D20 and add your luck modifier to that, and we'll see. This is the Pickens roll here.
A mere 8.
Yeah, you guys find about 40 silver pieces, maybe 100 copper pieces, and I will say everyone can find 1 piece of mundane equipment that you guys wish you had. You know what I'm saying? Like something other than livestock. There's no animals left in the town.
How about this, Doug Brendan? How would you feel about if I rolled on Doug Kovacs's D200 chart?
Yes, I'll allow it.
All right, and I actually have it pulled up if anybody else wants to roll on it as well.
I like that idea.
All right,
and you, Doug. Turns out there are 5 of Doug's weird items that are sitting here just waiting around. And hey, why don't we let's roll up one for Wiggs too while she's on her net.
Okay, I rolled a boar spear.
You got a boar spear. Who even knew there were boars out here to kill? There were boars, and
If anybody rolls a number but doesn't have the chart in front of them, let me know and I will tell you what it means.
Jeff, I got 151.
151 is a leather belt.
It's a good one. Let's say it's a nice one. 103?
136.
136. Haley, you have tall, hard boots.
Wow, right back to my start.
Jeff, is this in the Hobonomicon, or is this like, where is this table from?
I mean, it's floating all around G Plus back in the day, but then it was also published in the annual.
Oh, okay.
It's a mixture of super mundane and super bizarre stuff.
Yeah. If somebody in the chart has got a way to roll
103.
Yeah.
That's a suit of fine clothes.
Oh, perfect.
And you know what? Yeah, and you know what? Ernie, it totally matches your hat too. It's the weirdest coincidence in the world. But it's like you got like just the outfit to go with your crazy green hat. You just look spruced in this thing.
Well, I still have the Emerald Enchanter's green robes.
Oh yeah. I mean, you got a whole thing happening here.
Really?
Yeah. You're gonna start calling me Ernie the Green.
Ernie the Green, I love it.
I need a better color. Jade.
If you're watching, go ahead and put it up in the chat. Roll me a 1 to 200 check for what Wiggs finds while she's digging through there in the week that you guys have spent here.
There are some great ones on this list, though. There's like the time travel soup can and the anti-gravity raisin.
Yeah.
I got a 191, by the way, Jeff.
191 is a box of nails.
Box of nails. I've always wanted one.
Jess got 189
Okay.
for Carmen.
189 for Carmen. Thank you, Jess.
Carmen has leg warmers.
Nice. For what she does for when Wiggs does the flash dance.
Carmen ready to get physical. Anyone who's old and gets that reference? Who's old?
Oh.
I believe everybody here except Haley is.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the
Bastard.
reference. I
We're all
wouldn't
past the
refer
sell
to
by
myself
dates.
as old.
I'm pretty pleased with that one.
What's funny is I was the baby before Haley came along, but I'm like double Haley's age.
It was cool. No, I'm glad we have a generational. We should have more diversity and not less. Now we have a young person to go with all of us old farts. So
Yep.
God bless. Okay, so oh nice. Hey, Wig's got a 5. Is that actual?
Oh, is that Carmen? Nice.
Carmen, are you watching the background while you're writing your papers? Hi, Carmen.
An old helm.
An old helm. There's also an old helm there. So, who knows? Why not? Why not an old helm? All
It says this is not Carmen. Ha ha.
There you go. Well, then whoever you are, Wiggs, you have a
Imposter.
It's a,
Stolen
Wiggs.
valor.
It's a Wiggs super fan. Hell yeah, I'm with it. That's an original. Is it a big coincidence? Is it though? Is it? All right. So we spend enough time there where you guys have prepared and dried out enough fish, and gathered enough stuff and found enough stores there. You guys find there's a ton of flour. This is a big mill. There's a big mill right there. So every house has got a sealed jar of flour in there. So you find plenty of stuff to put together enough rations for your trip back to Ing.
Cool. Let's go to Ing.
Yeah, that is
All right. Yeah. So you guys make that roll on back there and such. It's a pretty quiet journey for most of the way. You guys camp, you guys eat, you guys go through your rations, but for the most part, it's pretty cool. Everyone is up to full luck. Everyone is up to full spell burn, and everyone up to the point over we're starting here. Everybody is going to go ahead and have a what do you call it? I just lost my thought on that. But you guys have got all your traveling stuff. You got about a few days worth of rations left. But at this point, who has the lowest luck in the crew right now?
Septus is an 8.
Okay.
Forrester has a 20.
Anybody lower than an 8?
Forrester.
I think
I
it's
have
Septus. I think it's Septus. So here's what happened. Go ahead and give me an intelligence roll for Septus, boy.
Okay.
See Brew play.
Okay. Rolling low or rolling high?
You want to roll low under your current luck.
Yeah. So I roll a
Oh,
9.
sorry, it's
8.
intelligence check. D20,
Right.
roll, add your intelligence modifier
Yeah.
on top.
So total of 11.
Yeah. So you guys are wandering through, and all of a sudden you hear as Septus makes a sound because something has jumped up out of the tree. Does a 15? I have no idea what Septus' armor class. 15 get you?
AC 12. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys hear a noise there, and you look up, and you see that something has slithered out of the tree, wrapped itself around Septus, and actually lifted him bodily off his feet. You see up there, and now that you see it, you see a bunch of these things. There are, it looks to be like a huge python, like an enormous, maybe a 5-foot long, giant, constrictor type python, except its body seems to be made of green crystal, all the way down from the tip of its tail, all the way to its head. And there's the trees, there are at least, that you see, there's at least 6 of these things. And they are coming at you from all directions. So when it grabs you there, this one, Septus takes 3 points of damage for being constricted by this thing. And let's go ahead and roll initiative. So snakes are going to go on a 9.
13 for Septus.
13 for Septus. Anatole?
21.
2-1. 21?
Yep, 21.
Phoebe?
7.
7 for Phoebe. The Emerald Warrior? Ernie the Green, what you? You're on mute. You said something. I didn't hear you.
Sorry, 14.
No worries.
You're on mute is the quote of 2020.
Yes.
No, right? That's gonna be my new thing for people who piss me off. You know what? You're on mute.
But I'm standing right in
snooze
front of you.
button.
I don't care.
You're
I'll
on
tap
mute.
him on the head and then snooze button. You don't get to talk for 10 more minutes.
I love it. And last but not least, Forrester, how'd you do?
9.
9 for Forrester. All right, so you, Forrester is tied to the creatures, and of course, as y'all know, if you're a few frequent watchers, I always give ties to the players. I have spelled your name ridiculously, but that's my problem, not y'all. Anatol, you go first. So these things are kind of surrounding you in kind of an ambush, and one of them has grabbed up Septus, and Septus is actually being held off of his. And that is it. Yeah, OBS has dropped us again. Why OBS? Why? Where's the love? Are we back?
It said we reconnected.
All right, let's keep rolling then. Ernie, you're next, man.
All right. So, is this giant python thing hanging from the tree? Or
Yeah, it's kind of got like its back end is sort of like wrapped around a branch, and then it comes down. And the front end is wrapped around Septus.
How high is that branch?
The branch itself, I'll say
Yeah.
the branch is about like 8 feet up.
8 feet up? How thick is this thing?
Ooh, you want to try to like cut that branch down instead of the guy?
No, I want to try to cut him off at the tail. So he drops.
Yeah, you definitely think you could do it with a big enough. Picture one of those big Burmese pythons. Like it's that big,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? But it's also crystalline. It has the same green crystal look like all those creatures that you guys fought back at the Emerald Enchanter's Emerald
All right.
Strongholder.
I'm just going to go ahead and use the sword and chop at that thing. I'm just going to go for damage. I can do that, right? I can swing at it with my sword?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And ooh, weird. Nat 20.
Oof, nice.
So
So roll me damage and then roll that crit up.
the beginning damage is going to be plus 10 points of damage. Wait.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, 10 points of damage.
Cool.
And
So why don't you just describe to me how awesome your critical is at this point there for the Emerald Ernie?
describe it to you? Oh, yeah.
Describe how awesome your critical is.
Well, I wanted it to split from tail to head, but nah, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna do that. I'm just gonna. I want to just chop him. I just split him right in half, and he's gonna drop.
All right.
Septus
Yeah.
to
So
the ground, and Septus is covered in blood.
okay, gotcha. Yeah. So Septus lands there completely covered in snake blood, and like when it had Septus, you could feel it was like you had this, it felt solid, like its skin was made of like some like crystalline skin. But as soon as once it comes in half, it actually falls apart and becomes like a regular sized snake, like a regular snake that's no longer like it loses its crystal skin, and now it looks like a regular cut in half dead snake.
So like those dudes that turned back into human.
Like those same dudes, yes indeed. So
Right.
Septus, it is your turn.
Right.
You have
So there's like
dropped-
another 5 in the air. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there are 5 more, and they're kind of like, if you could picture it, imagine like they're like surrounding you guys. So you're at like 6. There's one at 12, 3, 9, and then kind of in the middle there and such. So there's 5 more left.
Okay, so since Septus has a new personality, let's find out what his mercurial effect is for magic missile. 47 minus 10, so it's 37 for his new mercurial effect.
In a row.
All
All right.
so
I don't get a whole lot of
okay.
chance to that one, but
37 is his new mercurial effect is Aura of Decay. The spell drains the physical form of all material form within a certain type of 20 feet, causing it to age quickly. So let's see. All flesh ages, and all creatures within the area affect age 1 year.
Well, have fun, guys. So everybody's a year older after this spell gets cast. If it gets cast successfully.
Right.
Give it a shot.
So magic missile, and he's gonna try to hit a bunch. We hope. That is 12, which is
So
single
one missile for 1 point.
1 point of damage. I hope that year was worth it, guys.
19! Woo! 3 more of those and I can go to a bar once. That'd be great.
I mean, since Forrester spends all of his free time just like doing push-ups on his one giant arm, I think his one giant arm is just a year stronger.
1 year stronger. I hear you. All right. 1 second. All right. So, okay, that was awesome. So it is, speaking of Forrester, it is Forrester's turn, and then the snakes go.
All right. So there's still like 4 of these things standing or crawling.
There are 5 of them. They're all hanging in the trees, and 1 of them is injured.
Okay. I'm going to go and start attacking one of the ones that's hanging from the trees that is currently not being attacked by anyone else.
Gotcha. All right. It's going to be this one.
All right. So that is a 19 and an 8.
That 19 is a hit. Give me some damage.
6 points.
Oh, it is still up, but not by much. You've slashed the mess out of it. It kind of rears back like it's going to bite you, but it's still, still hanging there, still alive. So, Phoebe, you are next. What are you going to go for?
Oh, Haley, you're muted.
Haley, you are muted.
Or it's your mic.
Yeah, she's not muted in Zoom, but it ain't working.
You can faintly hear you.
There you go.
Yeah, you're just
No,
super
you're
low,
s-
Haley.
Yeah, super low again.
Do you think it's the same volume thing that happened to me?
Was that a function of Zoom? You have to go into Zoom and fix that, or?
Yeah, because I know that the audio has like an automatic adjust. Like, so if you like tap your mic, it'll reduce it automatically. I think that's what's been happening. But that's not for sure. But I know you can control that volume.
Yeah, if you go into your audio settings, a little up arrow next to the mute button.
And then I think by default, people have it set to automatically adjust microphone volume, and so that might like reduce it on some people.
Well, and in the chat, Haley just said that we can skip her and come back to her when she's figured it out.
Okay. All right, cool. Need 1 second.
Where's the chat window? There it is.
Sorry that y'all. Little in-house stuff going on too. All right, so that's awesome, and we'll come back to Miss Sketch when she gets her audio thing figured out. So we're top of the order with Anatol.
I don't know if that fixed it. Did
Yay!
I say?
Yay!
Oh, alright, sorry.
Whatever it was, you're back.
Yeah, I had to go. You were right. It was like automatically adjusting my mic. So
See?
I had to go fix that. Anyway, I was gonna attack with my mace.
All right.
Try that.
Go ahead.
That is a 7, which I don't think will do much.
That will not. You run over and take a swing at these guys, and that is not going to connect. But that's all right though, because the battle continues, and we're at top of the order with Anatol. Anatol, the one that you hit last round is now dead.
Yeah.
What you're going to do?
I will go towards another one.
All right, we want to go. There are 2 are injured. One that Forrester hit. One that got hit by 1 magic missile from Septis, and then there's 3 that are uninjured entirely.
All right. Does Septis look?
Oh my god! I totally skipped the monsters. They didn't go. All right, time out. All right, they held their action until the cleric. They're like, "What? What is he even doing? I can't hear."
Oh, the
anything."
microphone
Okay.
works. Okay, now we can go.
Now they can go. So yeah, the snakes are all going to come into it. So I got 1 is going after Forrester. It is going to get a total of a 10 plus 3. It's a 13 against Forrester. Does that hit?
No, sir.
Okay. The one that Septis hit with the magic missile actually comes down out of the tree and spends that whole round like basically charging across the way at Septis. So we'll go next time. I got 1 going after Phoebe. Here comes that attack. That is going to be a total of an 11.
That will not do it.
All right, I got 1 is going to come over at Anatol. It's going to 12.
No.
Okay, not doing great here. And the last one's coming at Ernie. Ernie. Well, I may as well have not gone with them as it turns out, because they just rolled a whole bunch of donuts. That was terrible. They come at you like, these things, at this point, some of them, like, the one dropped out of the tree and actually slithered up and is now like right in Septis' grill. The other ones are also hanging out of the trees and sort of like using the trees to sort of like anchor themselves as they swing down and try to zap you guys. So now we're at the top of the order, and now it's Anatol goes.
All right. I know I'll probably end up getting an attack of opportunity for this on me, but I'm going to move to intercept the one that's charging Septis.
Sounds good. Here comes that attack. Yeah, 17.
Yeah, that hits.
Man, my guys are much better with a free attack on you for moving out of town. We don't have attack opportunity. It's a freebie attack. So you are going to take a low damage of 5 points. And please make me a Fortitude save, DC 12.
Yeah, I got 18 plus 2 is 20.
Okay, so you feel it bites you. It feels the skin around your. It feels the skin around like your around the wound kind of gets tight for a moment, but whatever it was, you wind up shrugging it off.
All right, so I can attack the one that's heading towards Septis.
Yep.
All right, so I got a 12, 13 to hit with my short sword.
13 hits.
All right, that's 6 points of damage.
Oh.
And then I got 14 with my long sword.
Also hits.
For an additional 5.
Okay, so you run over there and kind of give it a cut through it, and like an instant after you chop it in half, it is no longer an emerald snake. It is a regular python-looking thing that is now cut in 2. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 left, and it is Forrester. Nope, sorry. Let me go back. Ernie. Ernie goes next. It's your turn. You are on mute.
The one that just attacked Anatol that he stepped away from. Is that one kind of near me?
Yeah, you can definitely move on that.
Yeah, and I'm going to step over, roundhouse swing of the 2-handed sword. I actually don't have the stats for this sword down anywhere.
For the rune blade?
Yeah.
The rune blade is going to be...
blade?
Yeah, the rune blade. I'm saying it wrong. The rune blade, thanks for asking, I believe is a plus...
35.
Yeah, plus 35. It's a plus 3 2-handed sword.
And the rest you keep secret.
Don't
All
worry.
right. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. 5. Does an 11 hit?
An 11 does not hit. That's with the plus 3 for the sword and everything?
That's with the plus 3.
Yeah, that does not hit. Yeah, it's weird. You feel the sword almost like resisting you at this point, like fighting against it.
Got a man.
I rolled a 3, so yeah.
That was
It heard us talking about the volcano and it's still angry.
Yeah, it is.
I just feel it twisting in my hand.
Yeah. It's giving you grief.
All right.
So that's cool. But now it is Septus and then Forrester. So Septus, your turn. The one was coming at you a minute ago, but now Anatol has rushed up at us now and killed it. So there are there are 4 left. One of which Forrester / last round. So what are you going to go for?
Let's go for a new one. If there's another one dangling down, I'm gonna, give it. I'm just gonna go with the longsword here. Just try to knock off a couple of its fangs.
Gotcha.
All right. That is a net 18 for 6 points of damage.
Outstanding. Yeah, you slashed the mess out of one of them. It is still up, but it is. It's definitely you don't think it's going to survive another blow of that heft. Speaking of heft, Forrester.
All right. I'm going to do another little murder dance with my sneaky friend.
Gotcha.
Okay, I've got a 16 and a 14.
Boom, 16. Boom, 14. That's 2 hits.
Okay. That is a total of 8.
Yep. So you completely cut that thing in 2, and it turns into a normal snake. Well done. So it is their turn. There are 3 left. So Septus, the one that you hit last time, just springs out of the tree and is going to try to bite you. It's going to get a total of 15.
Ah, you little bastard.
So you're going to take 4 points of damage, and please make me that DC 12 Fortitude save.
All right. Nat 20.
Yeah. Nicely done. So you feel the wound, like the skin around the wound tightens up, but you just, whatever it is, you shrug it off and don't actually take that.
So we can use these things venom as Botox, is what you're saying?
You know, you had the year, you aged a year, but now you're getting it back.
It's all this the circle. No, the one is that Haley, that Phoebe attacked last round is going to come at Phoebe. That's going to get a total of 20. So go ahead and take 2 points of damage and give me that fortitude save. Easy peasy.
That is a 20 on the fort save.
Outstanding. Same thing. You feel the skin around the area tighten up, but you shrug it off. Power of positive thinking or something. So that is boom, boom, boom. There is one left, and it is going to come out of the tree after Ernie again. This is the same one that you swung at last time. Here it comes. It's going to get a total of a 17.
That hits.
Okay, so go ahead and give me that. You'll take 4 points of damage.
What was that?
4 damage. And then please make me a fortitude save, DC 12.
Fortitude save. I failed.
Okay, so you are here is what happens. You take 1 point of agility damage as the skin around the wound suddenly crystallizes. It becomes like green crystal.
Oh god.
Now you have a great big green patch of you can't feel it. You touch it you can't. It has no sensation. It all looks crystalline like they do, and it's slowing you down. It makes it harder for you to move naturally, as this thing has affected your dermis. So that is all of them, and it is Phoebe. It is your turn.
All right, I feel like the Emerald Warrior doesn't want to be actual Emerald yet, so I think I'll go over and try and help him out.
Cool. So here's the deal. If you're going to put a spell like a lay on hands on him, you've got 2 options with this. You could either lay on hands to heal hit points on him, or you could lay on hands to try to get rid of the actual poison, the skin thing.
And I'm going to try and get rid of the skin thing first. That seems like
Sounds
number
good.
one
Okay.
priority.
All right, go ahead. Give me that check, my friend.
18.
How many dice is that?
I keep forgetting alignment. It's your neutral, right? So 2 dice?
Yeah, you know what? That's perfect. It's exactly what you need. So, yeah. So Phoebe runs over and puts the touch on that, and the skin weirdness goes away. The crystal thing just kind of it goes breaks off and falls like you smash a candy cane. Yeah, just like 1,000 little tiny little shards, and you get those points of agility back as well. You don't feel like slowing you down anymore. Well done. Anatol, your turn. One's attacking Septus. One's attacking. Oh, wait a minute. I got to do one thing though. When Phoebe rushed over, I didn't call it, so that one didn't take a free shot at Phoebe as it ran away. That's on me. But it's coming after you though. It's like it's getting ready to slither down out of the tree and make its way over to you with revenge on its mind.
All right. Well, I want to go save Septus. I think since he's being attacked again. Also, Brennan, I want to bring up one thing. I was going to ask you to do it. I didn't roll my hit die for going up to 3rd level from last week.
Oh, okay. Ooh, let's see. You know what I'm going to roll for you? My special dragon die.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can't see it because of my weird background thingy, but I promise you, it's a very cool looking little dragon there. Very tight, very tight. You can get back 4 new hit points. Add your, and also add your
Stamina mod? Yeah.
Stamina, yep.
All right. So, 2 attacks. One's a 14. One's going to be a miss. It's a 10. The hit is 6 points of damage with my longsword.
All right. The 6 points of you do 6 points of damage to
the one that bit Septus.
Yeah, you kill it. You have a regular snake there. There are 2 left, and it is Ernie. It is your turn. So that one got you left.
Still 2 left.
There's still 2 left, and one you've been in melee with this one for a minute. What are you gonna do?
All right. Same thing. I'm gonna try to destroy it. All about damage. Just doing damage. This should be better. 19?
19, absolutely a hit. What was your damage?
Damage is gonna be plus 5 now. 9.
Okay. It is barely up at this point, but it is still up. It's like hanging on by one snaky thread. There you go. So there are 2 left. It is Septus. It is your turn. What are you going to go for?
Right. So there's this one that's basically semi-severed, and there's one fresh one.
Yeah, there's one that's the one that Ernie hit last thing is like on its absolute last little legs. Ha ha, snake legs. See how I did? But the other one has not been touched yet. So what are you gonna go for?
How close is that fresh one? I'm not eager to get bit again.
The fresh one. I mean, you can run. The fresh one is the one that's fighting Phoebe. That was fighting Phoebe until she ran across. So you can make it over there and get to it. None of them are threatening you right now, so you can move over there without worrying about it.
Right. Well, maybe I'll just whip the hand axe at it. Actually.
Whoop a hand axe at it. Go ahead. Yeah, that'll work because Phoebe moved out of range, so it's not a melee anymore. So yeah, go for it.
Okay, so that is a net 15 on the hit roll.
That's a hit. Do some damage.
And damage is a mere 2, though.
All right. You know what though? I mean, you nick it, and your hand axe goes off into the bushes. But you definitely hit it. Like it kind of turns its head. You like, like it's with real fury in its eye now that has happened. But that's all right though. It is Forrester. There's one that is off by itself, and then there is one that Ernie just hit last time. That looks like it's in really rough shape.
Isn't Hoy currently? Isn't Septus currently fighting one?
Septus threw his axe, so he's not actually in range of it.
Gotcha. Okay. I didn't kill our wizard. So I'm going to go ahead and run up to the one that's hanging out by its lonesome and make it feel a little less lonesome.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I've got a crit. And in addition to my crit, I've got a 6. So the 6 doesn't do anything. But we might not even need to roll the crit because that's 11 damage.
Okay, so what I would like for you to do is just describe how awesome your critical is there now.
Yeah, so as I go up and I start hacking at it with both of my axes, bits of emerald go flying everywhere into the air, and there's kind of like emerald glitter that then, as it starts to fall, just turns into snake guts. So it turns from like real pretty to real gross real fast.
Like in a second, yeah. So you're like, ha! And for a moment, it's a samurai movie with like all the glitter going past you, and then
it's like, oh. Get off me.
Okay, so it is their turn, and there is one left. It is the one that is super wounded that Ernie hit last round. So Ernie, it actually kind of like pulls back. It was still like had its tail like holding up the tree. So it actually pulls back a little ways, and then it speaks to you. And it sounds just like the Emerald Enchanter. The one time you encountered him, it's his exact voice. And it says, "Bring me the head of Tia Martha, or this never ends!" And then the snake starts to glow, and it gets brighter and brighter and brighter until like, you guys can barely look at it, and brighter and brighter. What do y'all do?
Run.
We all run?
Behind a tree. Get behind a tree in case it blows
Yeah.
up.
Okay, yeah. Sure enough. Everyone, give me a reflex save, DC 13, and Phoebe, who called she was running, and Septis is behind a tree, can roll a D24 for this save.
Ooh.
Oh, fail.
I gotta find my 24. I haven't used that in a long time.
22.
You're very good. You're not even sure it's exploded.
19.
You're good.
I rolled a 4
Fail.
for a total of 6. I try to like put his get his robe to cover me with it, and what happened to me?
And spend 1 luck to make it pass.
Okay, you make it. Okay, gotcha.
I got
Anatole?
nat 20, which becomes 24.
All right, I got none of that. All right, if you made your save, you actually take 0 damage from this. So just Ernie.
Everybody jumps out of the way, and I'm just standing there.
Did you guys ever watch when you guys were like young? You ever watch the original Ghostbusters show with the gorilla?
Yeah.
They would always get it's like, this tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds. And he would be like, he'd count down for you to blow. Sorry, a little moment of nostalgia there. You take 11 points of damage as this thing explodes.
Oh,
Jeez.
Ernie gets blown, and like you actually fly like 5 feet through the air and land in some shrubs.
I never get a break with him around. Always,
I get
always
up,
have work.
shake off the dust. Meant to do that.
Even
Yeah, but
style.
I'm also limping and bleeding, and
Yeah.
like third degree burns on my face. You know, the whole shebang. Yeah, I got pretty beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say maybe while we're figuring out what we're gonna do, I'll try and fix the explosion damage. That is a 19, so 2 dice.
2 dice for my 12s. That's enough. Cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Septis could use a little help too if you don't mind a chaotic magic user.
I'll do my best for you, but I make no promises.
Right.
Oh, wow, yeah. 12, 1, wow, just made it. 1 die.
Okay.
Die 4.
It's a good one though, because you get four hit points.
Hey,
So
there you go. There you go.
nice. Thank you.
Anyone else? Everyone good? Good? Okay.
So he wants the head of Tia Martha.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I said. Bring me the head of Tia Martha.
Okay.
Tia Martha was
Our last cleric.
our old cleric in the group. Has retired to become the head cleric of, or the head priestess of the city of Ing, where you guys are on your way to right now.
Lame, I'm not jealous.
You should be jealous of this one here.
Oh.
Esme Doodle, a rare Esme sighting. Hi, Esme.
Can we tell where
And they
these
must are really good at like
emerald snakes
mache.
came from?
I'm sorry, ask me that again. I missed the question.
Can we tell where these emerald snakes came from?
Anybody got any animal background?
I'm a herder.
Well, first I'm going to say, didn't we kill this?
I
thing?
don't. Clearly not.
Herder. I mean, you're not herding snakes. No, I mean, maybe you had to deal with snakes. Go ahead and roll me you can give me a trained intelligence check about these snakes. Go ahead, make a roll.
As a dish digger, I feel like
I'll give you.
I got a 10.
D16. A D16 on
All
a
right.
dish digger. It comes up sometimes. Yeah.
What about
It
my
happens.
guy, former confidence artist? Do you think I would? I think I do. I just make up something.
I'll give you a chance to BS everybody if nobody else makes their roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna BS. I'm gonna say whatever. I'm gonna make something up. I rolled
Also-
17. 17 minus my one personality, so 16.
Turns out Ernie knows a lot about snakes.
Also, as a glove maker, I've made many snakeskin gloves.
Oh yeah, you know what? I would allow that. I'll allow that. So, anybody beat a 15 or better on those? Other than Ernie BSing you guys?
No.
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 All right. You do not know. They do not. Other than the fact that these are not indigenous, you've never, you don't really know where they could have come from.
I don't think they just appeared here though, or I guess they could have. We can totally disbelieve and just think he's and just like, nah, that could be him. He's dead.
We're gonna also
Right,
just
this
say,
guy is ringing his spell with his robe, right?
we can
Yeah,
also
we
just
were-
tell that Tia Martha's not with us anymore and tell him where she lives.
Dude,
Are we headed there
Well, we
anyway,
have to
though?
tell him. Well, we don't even. He didn't even tell us where to go.
That's
You just
a
said
good
bring the
point.
head, right?
Yeah, he's just bringing me the head or something. I don't know.
Right.
Oh, this will never end until you bring me Tia Martha's head. So,
Right. Well,
Are
he
we-
can't do anything to it. If he really wants that, he won't do anything until we get to the town anyway. So
Yeah,
we
we're
have
going
two
there
we have 2
anyway.
days to make a decision.
all right, yeah, we'll have this discussion as we head back to Aang, and we may or may not tell Tia Martha about life.
gotcha.
The
All right.
hill.
You might go measure her for a hat box, though. Just not tell her why. Like,
Well,
no
if
reason.
you do happen to come across her head, I mean,
Just measuring it.
All right. So I will say you guys camp that night, and by the end of the next, you guys make your camp, crash out. By the end of the next evening, you are rolling into war and have passed into 9 towns and the civilized areas once again. As you guys make it in there, they're all people wave and smile. They're happy to see you. They know all of you guys there and such. And people are pleased. People are they're not quite cheering as you guys re-enter the city, but they're all you go, oh, hello, Anatol, Phoebe. Hey, Phoebe, this is actually where you're from. So you know everybody here, and actually. Tia Martha is actually now the head priestess of your old temple. So,
Gotcha. Lots of history here.
lots of history, yeah. So everyone wants to. So what do y'all do when you hit town?
You should go and say hi to Tia Martha. I guess she'd get really upset if we didn't say hi. She found out
Absolutely.
you're in town.
Sure. Yeah. You guys pop in and see Tia Martha, and she's of course very excited to see you, and she wants to hear all the stories. She tells you it's been quiet since you guys left. There hasn't been much, going on in Or, except for one thing. She heard that this morning that Zop, that boy that you guys were traveling around, Zan, sorry, the boy you were traveling around with, he is back in town and was asking for y'all.
You mean Zeke?
Zeke, that's it.
now, I forget, is this the town where Quendy lives?
This is the town where Quendy lives. Yes, this is.
Well, I'm gonna have to check in on my girl at some point.
Yeah, she's been doing push-ups. She's ready for a rematch.
All right, yeah, good.
I think breakfast and a hot bath is called for at some point too.
Absolutely. Yeah. You guys. Septus. You head over to the local, where of course everybody there is super excited to see you, and they all, they're all, very, very interested. Basically, you can't buy a drink in this place. You know what I'm saying? Like you came through earlier and rescued when other of the Emerald Enchanters creatures, these flying skulls, were bothering everyone and starting trouble. And they've got 3 new waitresses here that you've never seen before. They all come up to your table at once, where Septus is sitting there, and they're like, Septus. They almost like, the one is like, we've been waiting for you. The other one's like, we need to speak. Come with us. And here's the thing: without meaning to, without being able to stop yourself, you get up and you sort of follow the 3 of them out outside of this place. And it just, to everybody else, this just seems the most natural thing in the world. Like, you don't even notice it, that it's like, oh, Septus is leaving with those 3 strangers. No big deal. They sort of like take you out there to, you do not remember there being a giant statue of Justice there in the middle of the town, but there it is. It's 15 feet tall, huge marble thing, Justice with scales in both hands, and they all 3 turn you, and they're all like, Septus, Septus, Septus. You who are a follower of Bobugbabills, we have seen your destiny, Septus. Yes, we have seen it. There's there's much ahead of you that is dangerous. But we call upon we have reached out to you, for we see the threads of all destiny, as we are indeed the 3 fates. The 3 fates. The 3 fates.
Ooh. 1, 2, 3. That is 3 fates. Lay it on me, sisters.
We call upon you to be our champion, to help you purge the forces of chaos from our shrine. We can shroud your approach as you approach there. Once you arrive, the other one says, "You shall be on your own. Our power is being held off from this place." One says, "We offer you this," and cuts a piece of thread from her spinning like out of the air. Whoosh. And says, "Tying the string around your finger will render you invisible to the agents of chaos. But beware, our power is undone by the number 7. 7, 7, they all say. You must go to the Temple of Destiny, located at the frozen summit of Mount Tyche. You must. Our priests there are no longer responding to us. Something has happened that's cut us off. We cannot see their face. We cannot see the weave of the world as it approaches our temple. We would have you do this for us. Go there and be our champion. Go there and be our friend. Go there and know our gratitude."
But ladies, always happy to help. There might be a little bit of problem with my froggy friend afterwards. If you could put in a word when I get back, that would be much appreciated.
We will do as you say.
All right, I'll go. It's like, well, I've got some breakfast still going here, so let me get back to it.
All right, you know what? You actually look around, and the fountain is gone, and the statue is gone, and they're gone as well. So now you're talking to the air. But here's the thing, though. You also, you think about, I've never even heard of Mount Tyche, although I know exactly how to get there. It's north, far north. You have, you literally, even though you've never heard of this place, you have it in your head how you would actually get there if you wanted to.
Cool. I'll go back in and see if any of my compadres are having breakfast. Like, hey, you never know. You'll never guess what just happened. And then just lay it on them if they're at all interested.
I heard you talking out there.
Yeah, I don't always talk to myself, so it's always nice to have someone else to talk to. And I lay it on them. Hey, when adventure calls. Of course, we might have a head.
I was gonna say,
first, so.
the adventure phone seems quite busy lately.
You guys you're the most powerful heroes in the region, so people are reaching out and touching someone.
But is that normal where other patrons will do that?
You've never heard of it before.
Also, you guys shifted again. I'm not sure why. Brennan, you're Jeff. Dak is Hoy. Hoy is Haley.
Yeah, fellas.
Haley, you're Judge Brennan, so go with it.
Woo! All right. Woo.
I think that's what happens. Maybe it turns off their camera for a second, though. I think it switches everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Septus tells his story, and y'all. I'm assuming you guys are all sitting around waiting for him, and breakfast is being served as you guys are all and hear the story.
I blather away and say, well, it's going to take a while, so if we have to do anything else that we have to take here first, I don't think it's a rush.
Well, I'm coming out of the potty, or coming from the back in the whatchamacallit, and pulling up my pants. I was like, what's going on, guys?
I mean,
Oh,
if we
okay.
try and go to that place without doing what the Emerald Enchanter said, is he gonna be a problem the whole way there?
Probably.
He's gonna be a problem that, well, unless we figure out how to go straight to him, maybe he'll. But he.
Well, if we're going to go straight to him, it should only be to kill him.
Yeah.
That dude sucks.
We could.
On a
Who
pound.
was the Goblin Farmer? Were you a Goblin Farmer? So was.
Oh yeah, we got to figure out because I mean, obviously we're not bringing him Tia Martha's
We're
head,
not bringing
so
Tia Martha's head, so we're gonna bring a bag of something.
we killed him once already though. Like, what's the deal with this?
Blew him up.
We're gonna have to I think research maybe how to kill a wizard because it doesn't seem to work.
Except it's asking for a friend. If we needed to murder you, what's the best way to do it? Any advice?
Yeah.
Do you have like a phylactery or anything that we should know about?
Right.
Or maybe would you know maybe somewhere where we could research that, or where your new friends perhaps help us in that?
Have you heard around town of anybody else getting attacked by? Since we're hanging out probably in the inn eating breakfast, and I'm probably making up stuff and telling stories. Does anyone talk about encountering other emerald-did dudes?
No, they're on watch. Remember when you first got here, the place had a force field around it, and those skulls were everywhere. There was a whole thing. Now, you asked about it, and people were like, "Oh no, we haven't seen it. It's been quiet since you left. We've had a nice, it's harvest season, and everyone's pulling in the crops. And, I mean, people tell you stories like one guy got gored by a cow, and Tia Martha had to heal him. Other than that, though, it's been quiet. It's been, very peaceful. They're all very grateful. Thanks to you, Ing will go on forever, and will never be,
When we came and saved Ing that one time, that was after we already, way after we already killed the.
Yeah, you had already killed the Emerald, and you were on your way back to here, and then you, when you guys got here, you guys came more or less straight here from the Emerald Enchanter's.
Yeah, we saw those skull dudes fly into town.
Yep.
But they also talked about. Something else. I can't remember. How did that stick?
Why is the Emerald Enchanter more PO'd at Tia Martha than the rest of us?
Well, she was the main one that was undoing his curses, and was kind of sent there. We kind of had to go shut it down because of her god's quest.
Yep. Tia Martha used divine intervention. Actually spoke to Justica herself and had her heal 2 different people who had been afflicted by the Emerald Enchanter's messed up evilness.
And then somebody stuck a thing in the middle of the town, right?
Yeah.
And then.
What the locals said was that everyone was minding their own business, and that thing that you destroyed got dropped down in the middle of the town by one of those flying skull things.
And then which way did they go after that? Can we figure that out?
They all hung around the temple itself. They actually, so this is Peter, you were here. Yeah, you were here back then. You were all of a sudden, these things were everywhere. So you took all of the kids. Phoebe took all of the youngsters of the town and had them all in there. I was keeping an eye on them while everybody else in the town were turning in these green things and wandering around. But you destroyed that talisman, whatever it was, and everyone went back to their former selves without any harm. Beautifully done.
Do we think that this is something that we could deal with while also doing Hoy's or Septus's quest, as far as heading in that direction and also getting information or stuff to deal with the Emerald Enchanter?
If you were to take just a slight detour on your way up there, you could actually go past the Capitol, and the Capitol has got an amazing, you understand that there's an amazing library there. So maybe you can do some research, or maybe there is something that that you can do right here at Ing. Who knows?
I mean, I guess the question is if the Emerald Enchanter is just going to be a nuisance for a long time. I mean, a potentially lethal nuisance, or if it's something that needs to get dealt with, ASAP.
Well, we're not.
That's an excellent question, and I'd love for you guys to figure out the answer to it.
I missed it because I was working on the stream stuff for a second though. When we went to go see Tia Martha, did we tell her? Did we tell her?
Someone's told Tia Martha that he's out there.
Well, I think that's something that Anatole will want to do.
Sure.
Okay.
Try to be lawful, okay.
I would have told her. I would never have. I would not have sat on that. Oh, by the way.
Yes. You tell her that, and you know how she is. She's like, well, if he comes, he comes and bothers my temple or anybody around here, power of Justica will smite him. She is unafraid.
I didn't think you would be. I just wanted to make it, for you to
she
be on your
have
guard.
any idea where
He
he
would
would
probably
be?
stick around to guard her.
She could.
Maybe we
I
should
know
set up the Emerald
He would stick
Enchanter.
around to keep her safe. Maybe my character would probably do that. It's like, I don't know. Maybe
Although, I guess
I
if-
feel
if-
motivated to stay here and make sure she
Right.
keeps me safe.
You guys, do you want me to maybe go out into the woods and see if I can attract some of his minions' attention and act like I've betrayed you all and get him to come here?
That's intriguing.
Ambush him?
It's not gonna walk
Something to
over.
think about. Is she sufficiently pissed off that she has any additional resources that she would lend to this this thing?
At this point, she's really devoted herself to her. She after being on the road for a while and adventuring, she's really devoted herself to her her little temple here. But I would say that she would definitely offer you the blessings of Justica, and in order to do this, and I suppose she could try to reach out to the gods and see if they can give any insight in this. Would you, if she says, if you wish, my old traveling companions, I will reach out to Justica herself, and I will see if I can, if there's any information to be gleaned about the situation.
Sure.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
It would be my pleasure. So she puts 15 minutes into prayer and this, and she lights some incense and gets out the good book and says some stuff, sings a bit of a song, and then for a moment she's just there enwrapped. And, you guys hear the sounds of troops marching in the background. It's almost like ghosts on the wind as you hear this troops going past and such. And it's as if she's sort of watching something going on that only she can see. Looks straight through you for all this. And then a few minutes later, she comes out of her reverie and she says, and she gets down and she says a prayer of thanksgiving to Justica, and she says, my Lord and my mistress and master mistress has indeed sent me a rare vision. She says, we did not destroy the Emerald Enchanter, but yet something that he grew in the lab to be his assistant there. So we didn't actually kill him at all, although we did reduce his power terribly by destroying that citadel. He wishes for revenge, and he only was trying to turn us on one another. Right now, he doesn't have the strength to come and assault us directly, but he is gathering in strength and putting together some sort of return attack. I think that if you wanted to, you could go and there is no great urgency at this moment to take on the true Emerald Enchanter head on. Although at some point it is your destiny. You must, through me, Jessica says that she would see you with the Emerald Enchanter's head on a pike and see him pay for all of his crimes against humanity and the countryside and the region.
Severed heads all around.
So while it's not imperative that we do it now, I think maybe striking while he's weak.
Seems like the best option.
And I also just like the idea of killing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know what
He
it
did
is?
do a very good job of tell us where to take Tia Martha's head.
Well, maybe we can tell her to sort of lie low and do a little, proxy head of some sort and lure him out with it.
Well, that's got me thinking.
That's the sack of dung, yeah.
Can I, with my disguised self, maybe attempt to, I don't know, carve a gourd and paint it to like look like Tia Martha's head and get like see if she'll let me borrow some of her jewelry or something? You know, we'll make like a
Absolutely, no problem. So you're gonna make
I can help you with this. I can help
Tia
you with
Martha
this.
head. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, actually, the con artist is a good person to go to for this kind of action. Who's like, done this kind of thing before and such.
Yeah.
Sure enough. If you want to spend some time making a fake head, maybe a disguise check, and go ahead and do it. And I'll tell you what, Ernie, you can give me a wheelhouse check for this too. So roll me a d20 and add your personality modifier and your character level. And you can
I'm
give
gonna
me
ask Forrester for help too, since like, I have the disguise skill, but I think being a glove maker, he's good at arts and crafts.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, you don't want my help.
You can make a roll as well. So give me a wheelhouse check. D20 plus your character level plus your personality modifier.
I'm not terribly helpful this time.
Yeah.
I'm not helping.
She's like, well, you know what this head needs? Opera gloves. You guys are like, Forrester.
Everything's better with opera gloves.
I actually
head needs
accidentally
5
ruined
fingers.
the first gourd already.
All right, I'm gonna spend some luck.
Mhm.
Where's my d10s? There they are.
And Dak, what'd you get for me?
6.
Yeah.
I
Dak's
ruined
making it talk. Hey, me, Tia Martha. Bless, holy.
In my efforts to make it accurate, I actually overdo it.
So Brendan, I got a 17 so far. Is it looking good? As I'm like kind of.
Still let me touch it.
For a
He
17
squints from really far away.
Yeah, it's not gonna fool anybody like handling it, but like
Yeah,
you had it to where with a 17. Is that before luck or after luck?
that's after luck.
After luck, yeah. And you got a thing you can like hold up. You know what I mean? Like from a distance, someone might go, "Oh yeah, that's a head, sure." Like you even like put a little bit of like fake viscera. You know what I mean? Like there's some bits hanging down. You kind of carve the bottom of it out, so there's parts hanging there and such.
Yeah.
Yeah, why did it look like pumpkin seeds?
Yeah, it will not stand close and careful examination. But from a distance though, it doesn't smell right. But from a distance, yeah, it could. If you were at 60 paces, I've got the head to your maybe it would.
Yeah, cool.
Well, yeah, maybe we could just head out in the woods and hold that head up. It's like, all right, we got it.
Ask her to just lay low for a bit.
We'll probably have to wander around until we get attacked again by
Right.
dudes.
Ask her to lay low, maybe have some of her parishioners go, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Or since the insight said it wasn't important, we could go and just hang out with Septus.
Yeah, like
Wherever
maybe
kids go.
if he's gonna keep attacking us, like we can go on starting that journey.
Yeah, that's true.
And then wait for the opportunity to
Yeah, let's do that.
So you're gonna bring the head with you
yeah.
and have that
Yeah.
as a.
I don't see how this could go wrong.
Hopefully he attacks us and we have to do this before it starts to go bad. But
Yeah.
that might also
I was gonna
add
say.
to the illusion.
Yeah.
I feel like a rotted head wouldn't hold up very well, so it might work out for the best.
Yeah. Well, the gourd head though, gores last for a minute, so you'll have you know what I mean. I'm picturing you like bothering the barber and getting like hair. You know what I mean? And like
Mm-hmm.
mashing. So I mean, from a distance, And you know what Tia Martha will to completely like seal the deal? She will actually let you take the helmet of her old armor with the understanding that she wants it back. But you can take it with, you can take the, so you can sort of put it in the, you know what I mean? Like, that's how they would have seen your last. That will absolutely help. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
the visor down and everything. That always helps a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta fix it in there with some, I don't know, spirit gum, whatever you use to stick a gourd into a helmet with. You need some of that and such. So.
I mean, like goat droppings are pretty sticky. I'll use those.
Yeah,
and easy to come by,
sure,
around these times.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that popped into your head for sticky goat droppings. Really poop pellets. Just throwing it out there. Pellets.
It's a kind of nasty looking burlap sack. Looks like at the end of
Put it on tree sap.
Yeah, maybe
Tree
like
sap.
Maybe instead of goat droppings.
Go to the butcher and have him like get some of his like butcher like chicken blood or something to like make the bottom of the sack.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, you know what you need for that. He's like, that won't do it. You need tallow. And like, he's like, I got tallow. You can have this. He just like a scoop whatever you want out of there. Guys, I need a quick 5 minutes. Be entertaining, and why don't you tell everybody while I'm gone? Tell them all about the upcoming Bride of Cyclops Con. I'll be right back.
There you go.
And I need to step away for a second as well.
So, Bride of Cyclops Con is actually happening on my birthday weekend, which is why it's important.
All right.
No, it's October 16, 17, 18. It is the Goodman Games Virtual Con, where we will be playing all things Goodman to include stuff from 5e, obviously DCC, MCC. We're having the DCC team tournament. This year it is a tournament funnel that is a sequel to Sailors on the Starless Sea. Haley and I will be running. Haley, you're running, right? You're still doing some sessions?
I'm hoping, I did double check with school and everything, but I should be, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to have a whole bunch of sessions of that, among some other things. Dak, are you running anything? Or are you going to do the panel maybe?
I might run something. I've played a lot, but I might be beta testing stuff for my next crawl.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. If you go to tabletop events, if you go to the Goodman Games website, it'll link you to the events page, which is now gone live for people to look through and kind of pick out their games and schedule and stuff. Yeah. Are you going to play any games?
There's still submitting.
I hope so. I've been out of the loop, and I'm always like, if things are like very scheduled, I'm almost like worse than if somebody just calls me up and says, "Hey, you free in like a couple of days?" But I do want to get back into the swing of DCC. Yeah. It's been a while, so and take a look at the schedule.
Aside from the team tournament, I'm running on my birthday on Sunday. I'm running like my crazy Saturday morning cartoon game that I've run a couple of times, which is like super fun. Everyone just kind of makes. When I first ran it, I was like, all right. I think it was actually for my birthday again. I did a charity thing, and I was like, just make your favorite, cartoon character from when you were a kid. So we had like Snake Eyes. Someone was He-Man. With all the serial numbers filed off, it was like Thunderman versus Skullface, and we just used MCC and DCC rules to make characters on the fly. It was super fun. So we're doing that Sunday. But now Empire of the East just got launched. The proofread PDF.
Proofreader edition just dropped yesterday.
So I'm tempted to learn something from that. Yeah, it's in the backer kit if you backed it.
No.
Killer. Well, I'm running. I'm gonna be running 5 sessions of my new X-Crawl adventure, Bay City Firestorm. That's a fifth level X-Crawl adventure.
What?
The demo rules are going to be out for the con? Is that what the announcement was? Yes.
They are going to have a beta version of the rules. It won't be everything, but it'll be it's going to be like 6 new classes. It's going to be like I don't remember how many spells. I think like 10 spells. It's going to be the basics. It's not going to have pre-gens with the beta rules, but I'll be giving out pre-gens for the adventure. Yeah. But it'll have. It's going to have some of the. There's only a few new things about combat that they'll be in there. It'll have the mojo rules, rules for fame and for wealth and for new equipment list. and a couple of monsters. A couple of.
Who's cutting it up for the beta?
I cut it up. I
Okay,
actually I did that. Yes. Yeah. I already. That's enough.
That's a big book.
That's a big book. It's gonna be. It was 200. Dak did an amazing edit of it. Did a really good job.
It was
And,
bigger than Empire of the East, and Empire of the East was a pretty big book.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be standalone. That was the mandate. Was that X12 Classics is a standalone?
Yeah,
standalone
like
book.
MCC.
Yeah. So
I heard you also went into it. You've come up with a robust skill list and feats. I heard for this game. Right?
Oh yeah, there's feats and skills. And
Yeah.
there's advantage and disadvantage. I mean, I just kind of went for it. You know
Lots
what I'm saying?
of character optimization rules that you can plug and
Right,
play.
there you go.
Yeah, there's a whole chapter of
Templates.
indexing.
Right.
Yeah,
Half
templates.
points like in GURPS.
Yeah. I got GURPS rules in there. I got there's prestige classes.
Yeah, prestige
They're-
classes.
They're just like the other ones, but they wear high heels. So they're taller. It's like warrior, prestige warrior.
Is it true that you
Wizard.
also threw in like a Shadowrun / West End Games D6 die pool for some stuff, just every once in a while?
Oh yeah. Just and is it? Oh yeah. Also, there's a mana punk element. You know what?
Also, don't you roll your stats by rolling a d6 plus 12 down the line?
Unless you want to go for the point buy system, which of course is
48.
obviously state of the art point buy system. You can actually
Right.
send me. You can actually PayPal me for the first time. We've always had stat things, but now you can actually PayPal me money to get a higher stat for your character, which is I really think this is innovation. Really,
Well,
We're
I
taking
thought you had
this-
I thought you had to cut out a page out of the book and mail it to you.
And then
That'd be fun. You do have something like that in like one of the books.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I've always wanted to have more sellout stuff in there and more, the whole.
I mean, it is extra.
Yeah,
All right.
selling off the point of X-Crawl. Ruin your book. Send me the book.
you have to have the pull-out ad for mentholated cigarettes in there too.
Well, the funny part would be is my dad would still buy 3 copies, so he could actually send one in. He could have one that he would cut out, and then he'd have one that's untouched. So if you do that, 3 copies already sold.
Haley, I'm just
You know
surprised
what?
that you're in college right now.
Yeah, yeah. The DCC could probably pay for 2 years of school.
Yeah.
Wouldn't trade it for the world, though. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
We wouldn't trade you for nothing neither. Not nothing.
Glad to hear it.
Absolutely. All right, kids. So, you guys, while you're working on your board head, like just as you guys are taking the tallow and like really sticking this thing in, you get like I'm picturing you guys all sort of like living, have rooms there in and around the inn, and while you're there, you get a rap on the door, and it is Zemo, that kid that you were traveling with, that you were taking to the ocean before.
Yeah, Zach, what's up?
Oh, I heard you
hey.
right now.
Hey, Zach.
He says it's so great. It's so great to see everybody. I don't see Miss Wiggs here, but that's okay.
You just missed her.
Oh, well, I wanted to say hi, but I'm not gonna. I realize you can't really be an elf, and I don't want to do that anymore anyway.
Who told you that?
No, you can really be an elf. Wiggs is an elf. She's really an elf.
But you had to start off as an elf, as it turns out. I did some reading about it. You can't just become one. Like, you can become a blacksmith. But that's okay, though, because I've given up that, and I've certainly given up being a sailor. Wait till you hear what I'm going to do. I am going to be an astrologer.
That's cool.
Right
Yeah.
on.
I saw
Pretty big,
the
kid.
most. Oh yeah, that's why I wanted to come and see you. I saw this amazing thing in the sky, and while I was researching it, I saw something incredible out there. So I live in Orr, where you guys first met me all those months ago, and which Orr is one of like nine. Ing is one of the nine towns of 9 towns, and so is Orr. They're sort of on different sides. They're all little farm communities, farm and livestock communities. He says, I got interested in it because there's a new comet.
Ooh.
Comments
Right.
are fun.
Yes, it's amazing. It just showed up in the night sky. I mean, you could look out there and see it. there in the sky, and it was the most incredible thing I ever saw. So I started trying to learn about astronomy, and then I got into astrology, which is really even cooler. I mean, I was born on the side of the nearsighted porpoise, so that's really, that's why I'm so have so much empathy for people. So
similarly, but I'm a far-sighted porpoise.
Oh yeah, so you're on the cusp. yeah. He says,
what's a porpoise?
a porpoise?
What's an astrologer?
See, if you're really determined to do something, then they say that you've got porpoise.
That's pretty much it.
That one
Jeff, I
hurt.
will turn this adventure right around, Jeff. You want to go back to Kingshire? Because we can go there. We can go to Kingshire right now.
Brendan, we can't escape it. We can't escape the puns.
I know, right? I know.
Or the
BC is somewhere laughing. We play a Sunday morning game with our friend BC, and BC is like just shovels puns at you all day long in his crazy Boston accent, which is insane to hear.
Yeah.
But he says, I saw that thing in the sky, and then like a few nights later, I saw a light. This light just appeared. It was so bright you could even see it in the daytime. It was a light shooting straight up into space, all the way into the heavens. Pretty
That's
amazing,
cool.
huh?
Yeah. Did you investigate it?
Oh, everyone has. You can see it. Look, come here. Come with me. Come.
No, but has anybody investigated its source?
I don't think so.
Well, yeah, show me with this thing. I wish to see it.
Okay, it's too bright here in your town. We have to go up the hill. Come with me. So, yeah, sure enough, like he takes you guys maybe about a half mile out of town. There's a hill up there and such. And yeah, sure enough, like some maybe 10, 15 miles away, you can see this light going straight up, and like it's you guys have never seen a searchlight or a spotlight or a laser, okay? But this light that you see has qualities of all of those. It's the source of it seems to be maybe less than 20 miles away, more than 10 from where you are here. But you see this bright light shining right up into the sky.
What color is it?
It is a pale, pale, pale white light. This gorgeous thing, like just straight up there, and like it looks like it goes as far as your eyes can follow up into the heavens. It goes up there.
Oh boy,
That's pretty
Isn't that
cool.
amazing?
The adventure phone is just really, really ringing.
yeah.
And you said this light
I
happened
estimated
around
a
the
couple
same
days
time
travel.
as the asteroid?
Yeah.
Or the
He said
Murder's comet?
this happened the day after that comet appeared. So I figure it's probably because of the comet. And it might mean that everyone born this month is going to be they'll be born under the sign of the lopsided hare.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You're the expert.
Well, I'm going to be an expert. I'm going to study it really hard. I'm still going to go to the Capitol when I get a little older and earn a little bit of money. But I wanted to come and tell you guys because I thought you guys would love to see the comet because you guys are so cool, and Wiggs is so smart and she's so awesome. And I want to do her chart.
Is that slang?
No. No, I want to do her horoscope chart.
Oh, all right. Well, do you want to come with us? If we go check it out?
Could I? I would love to. You need an astronomer there for that kind of thing. Even just one that's only read a couple of books. One book. Half the pages were missing because it was really old, but I read that half book like 3 times. So that's...
If you carry some stuff for me, I think we'll be happy to
Just Stevie, I would love to carry some stuff for you. I'd be happy to.
Alright, so I think we just load him up with whatever we need and then head out, right?
Well, first we have to check in with Quendy. So how's Quendy doing?
Yeah, you get there. Quendy, you know what? You get there, Quendy looks pumped. Quendy has been...
Quendy.
She's been putting in the time, and she's like, hey, Forrest,
My heart's
I
a
heard you...
little flutter.
Yeah, I heard you were back. How's my... She like comes over, like, leans
Hey,
down.
girl.
How's
Hey.
my boy?
Doing good. You're looking real nice, Quendy.
You look great.
Yeah, should we, for old time's sake?
What do you say?
Let's
One
do it.
time.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do
There
it.
you go.
Okay.
Guns out.
Yep. Give me that strength check.
All right.
Brendan, has she been like only working one side of her body? Is she like lots
The
of
opposite
isolateral,
Forrester's.
like not
Brendan's-
no balance?
She has the opposite arm of Forrester.
Yeah.
It's like she's pumping it up with it. What'd you get for your strength check?
Well, gang, I only rolled a 5. I get a +3 because of my strength. That makes it an 8, which isn't
I'm looking
very
for a
high.
12 or better. You're burning luck for a.
Yeah, you're distracted. Just take the loss.
Yeah, I kind of feel
Flutter
like
your eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Quindy get it this time.
All right.
Oh,
She's earned it.
Quindy.
Yeah.
And she jumps up and hollers like, "Woo!" She
Yeah.
goes, "I have been really working it so hard. I've been doing every day. I've been doing pull-ups." And she's like, "I can't believe it paid off. It's so good." She's so excited that she actually managed to beat you. And now she's once again the champion of the arm wrestling champion of the city. So she can't, she's got something to crow about there. She's real excited about
And
that.
she had given me her luck token previously. I'm gonna hold it up and say, "Do you want this back now, or should I hold on to this?"
Forrester, you keep that forever.
All right. All right, Quendy. Well, I'll be seeing you again, and we'll be doing some more wrestling.
Eat your protein. You're gonna need your energy.
All right, bye, girl.
All right. Yeah. So we find ourselves here at Crossroads. So what do y'all want to do?
I asked, is Zim with us?
Yeah, Zim. Zal
Asked him,
is with y'all.
I go, hey Zim, do you know what that was? Did you see that thing going on with Forrester and Quindy? Do you understand what that was?
Yeah, that's a Capricorn to Virgo trying to work it out. Work out who's stronger.
Also, Zoltar,
Why is it funny?
can you still see the comet with the naked eye, or no? Is it gone?
Well, the thing about comets is comets are very, very high up in the great darkness. So at this point, the comet goes this way while the planet is moving this way. So you can only see it every so often. But the light has been there since the comet first appeared in the sky. The comet is probably on the other side of the planet right now.
Wow, Zeph, you're really knowledgeable
under the
about all
flat
this.
side?
I read that half book 3 times, Miss Stevie. So
You mean like in like the underworld, like on the flat
Yeah,
side of the planet?
Yes.
okay, look, you have to believe me, okay? There's a chart I can show you. But the world, it's like a pumpkin.
Are we on the stem?
It has seeds.
I think the stem might be Mount Tyche, maybe?
I'm gonna look at
Oh.
Septus.
Like,
Septus, is this what is he talking about?
He's got sort of like freshman understanding of it, but he'll get there.
He doesn't know about the turtle, the
Right.
tree.
Tree, the giant, the other turtle.
Yeah, everyone knows that this is like the skull of a dead giant. That's where dwarves came from.
man, you learn
Do you have a
that
general idea of the direction of this
Right.
light that we saw last night?
Yeah, he says that that light is south, directly south. So like 10 miles south from the southernmost bit, or so he says, 10, 15 miles from the southern part of Nine Towns, which is where Orr is. Yeah, Orr. Mhm.
I'm
And
down,
this is the
I'm down for
opposite
going
direction
there.
of the.
I'm going to have to draw a map.
Is this the
Which
opposite
way does
direction of
the-
the city?
The city is, the capital is north of here, and even farther north than that is, like Septus, Septus knows that the Mount Tyche is even farther north than that. Like, you've never been or ever heard of it before, but you can make it there in your sleep. You can actually see a path in your head.
Right. I think what Septus will do is he's got an ink and quill and parchment, so he'll draw a map and put it at the end. Says, "Open in event of Septus's incredibly gruesome death." For that.
That's super cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so you spend some time and draw everybody a careful map. So should anything happen to you, they can still find their way there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Outstanding. All right. Yeah. So sure enough, it takes you some time, but like I won't even have you make a roll. It's like not only is the map perfect, but the drawing is much better than you're normally able to do. Like the art is like amazing. Like when you show it to everyone's got like illumination around the edges and such, and gills. You're like, how do you know I did this?
Yeah, when you're in the groove,
You should be a cartographer. I asked Phoebe, since she's local, does she know of a settlement in that direction in the south where we saw the light?
Phoebe tells you that there isn't that much, but farther than the south, there isn't that much that's direction. There are some like nomad tribes that go down that way. If you go far enough, there is you go far enough south, you'll actually hit the coast, like because you'll sort of like but that it would days and days and days it would take you to get there.
Okay, so my thought is we go south and then all the way north.
So you want to go south first and try this and
because you said it was the light when we went to the hilltop and we saw the light. You said it was somewhere between 10 and 20 miles.
Yeah, you probably get there in a couple of days.
Yeah, that's like a couple of days travel.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but the city and then Taiki is north.
Yeah,
but weeks.
Yeah. The city from here, the city's about a 5-day march from here, and then Septis thinks that, and according to Septis' incredible map, you're looking like 2 weeks beyond that, up into where like up into like the far mountains where it actually gets cold. Like you're actually gonna be actually heading up into the up into the highlands, as it were.
Did he draw here be dragons on the map for some reason?
Could be frost giants.
in the corner, it's got Tia Martha drawn like putting the boot to the Emerald Enchanter. So.
Brendan, can we get horses or even just a horse and cart in town so that we don't have to
You can get a mule here in town. But no one. The few horses that are here are draft horses that people need for plowing season. But you can find somebody that will sell you a mule, and since it's you guys, they're gonna let you have that for really cheap. How much are mules? Like probably 20 gold pieces. I don't know. Yeah, they're willing to part with a mule for you, special cheap, 20 gold pieces because you are the heroes of the city. And if you need a mule, gosh darn it, you should have a mule.
I'm going to admit that I haven't been very good at keeping track of the treasure. So
I got no treasure written down.
I know we have some.
I should have that, but at least
300 each.
I went to my character sheet at least. So yes, a mule is good.
All right.
Saddlebags and what have you.
Well, then it's officially set as this mule. You can write it on your character sheet.
Right.
And, you have right of naming of the mule. So
we could have Matt. Wait, what's his name? Zed.
Zeke, Zach, Zeph,
I think it's
what was it?
Zilbo.
Zillo.
Zaggins.
Zillow.
Yeah, I guess we'll have him.
Zilbo Zaggins.
He's the bravest little
that'll
zapling
be his
on the
first assignment to take care of the mule.
I thought he was the mule. Oh.
The mule's name is Esme.
They were gonna make him carry all our stuff.
Yeah! Go, astrologer, go!
Right. It's Esme the mule.
Esme. Aw, that's sweet. All right, yeah, so you guys, so we're headed towards the source of that light?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So, I'm gonna roll for an encounter. All right, so, yeah, sure enough, you guys start making your way down there, and like it's a 2-week journey. So the 2 that's 2 weeks. That's like 2 days actually. As I meant to say. So if you've spent any luck, if you spent any whatever, you'll get back 2 points. If you're still wounded, you get 2 hit points back. Yeah, sure enough, you guys make your way, far south. So yeah, you guys go down like through all the. So you guys go through 9 towns. Okay. Okay, so the first night you can actually spend the first night in Ore and like actually stay in that night. You know what I mean? And you continue to go there. You continue to head south. You go about another day. You camp out rough that one night, and then next morning you guys wake up, and yeah, sure enough, you guys get to the the woods get very, very, very dense down here. Okay, but you can always this is the easiest travel because at this point, as you get closer, that light it's it's literally a beacon right there, and it's so bright you can even see it during the daytime. Like you can actually make out this coherent beam of light that's going up from the ground all the way on up, all the way until you guys get there. So sure enough, less than so you hit the edge of the woods, and the air grows warmer and more humid as you push your way through the last few yards of forest. Abruptly, as if parted with a great godly blade, the wood ends and you stand before a wide, dark lake. A rocky beach of jagged, glossy black stone surrounds the mysterious waters, bringing to mind shards of broken glass left behind by some titanic mishap. The water steams beneath the gray clouds above, throwing off spiraling tendrils of mist that half occlude the ebony waters. Huddled on the shore, some 100 yards away, is the weird tower that seems to be the source of this light. It's craziest. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen, and you've seen some insane stuff. It measures about 90 feet in height. The turret is unlike any you've ever seen before. Its asymmetrical walls lean and twist, giving a slumped, melted appearance. The tower, even from here, from this far away, the tower appears to be constructed from a hard, leathery substance, one with more commonalities with an animal hide than with stone and mortar. There's a number of small apertures line the walls, each covered with a thick, semi-opaque film, reminding you of blisters about to rupture. A much larger membrane-covered gap stands at the base of the tower, seeming to serve as a portal by which to enter. And a bloody beam of light shines directly upward from the tower's apex, disappearing in the sky above. So this light goes up, and like literally as far as you can see into the heavens, this light goes up there.
I go, Zeke the astrologer.
He's amazed by this.
So you're educated.
He's like, I've never seen anything like this tower before. I mean, I read that book 3 times, the half of it we had left, and it didn't say anything about this. Do you think maybe the comet dropped this here? Is this what a baby comet looks like? It's a baby comet.
You are absolutely right.
I think
I will write you a letter of recommendation when you get to the capital.
Yeah.
I've never
Right,
seen a
that
baby
baby
comet before. Let's go check out this baby comet.
Right. So it's in the middle of the lake, you said, or is it just sort of?
Yeah, it's in the middle of the lake. So you got the like getting out is you have to figure out how to like make it out there.
And you
But he does say this, like he tells you, he's like, you know what? I've been here before with my dad. That lake is brand new. I mean, it wasn't here last year when we came down.
Was there low ground?
Like steaming and bubbling and boiling.
Yeah, the water steams beneath the gray clouds. So the water is like, and it's very hot. As you get closer to it, it just seems like you can feel the warmth coming off of this water there. And yeah, you can see steam and everything, like sort of like and you can, yeah, it feels. You guys were just at a swamp, but it even feels swampier here. Like here, it's way hotter, and it just seems like it feels the atmosphere around this place. Even from afar, we're about a half a mile away from the edge of the water right now, but the atmosphere here, even from here, the atmosphere feels strange, as if it was transported here from some far off place.
How from our standpoint, how much water would we have to traverse to get to this tower?
You would have to go through maybe about like from the edge of it there, maybe about a quarter mile. So I mean, it's not super far.
Right.
building a raft?
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Who's got any kind of background that can be the who's our raft guy?
Septus not a boater, but he is a woodcutter, so at least he can look for good pieces of straight limbs, so he can at least start working on that.
Sure.
I've
so
seen
Septus
people build rafts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
He does not want to be a sailor.
He did want to be a sailor. Yeah, I'll give Zick a chance to figure out what sort of like have a little bit of knowledge anyway.
Good job, Zorbo.
Sure. Shmei says, yeah, absolutely. You know what we need is, so he kind of, he has sort of an idea of the fashion of it, but like how it actually, like you lay some this way and some this way, and then someone stands at the back and pulls it across. But it doesn't. He doesn't have a plan for how to make the branches be stuck to one another, like.
Well, thanks, Zam.
Well, that's why it's a good thing you've got a woodcutter here.
Okay,
Brendan, I'm gonna throw a piece of like some of the spare wood or shavings or things that they've the refuse from them building, and I'm just gonna like toss it into the water just to make sure the water isn't so weird that it like bursts into flames or.
Gotcha. Test it out that way.
Yeah.
No, you throw some of that in there and splash it across and what happens when you do that though? A bunch of insects erupt from that. Maybe they were like somehow sitting on the surface of the water, and like a whole cloud of these great big crazy flies, like you've never seen before, all kind of fly out of there, and just sort of like there's now not a huge swarm, but a small swarm of these odd flies. Again, well, likely what you've never seen. They don't seem to really. They're very big, and they don't seem to really be like any other insects you've seen in this region before.
Do they eventually settle back down, or are they just kind of like airborne?
Yeah, eventually you can be like, they kind of fly about for a bit. And, you wait a few minutes, they sort of like settle down, and all of them sort of like wind up sort of like coating, like you can see these things definitely are able to float on the surface and sort of like just live there, like they don't submerge. They just sort of like light upon the surface of the water, even though it is bubbling and steaming. And there's like every once in a while like a little eruption of like steam comes out of this thing, or there's just sort of like gas kind of coming up, like you can visibly see rising up off of this, and it's hot by it, like up the this close enough to throw stuff into the lake. It seems it's like 10 degrees hotter right here than it is at the edge of the forest, which is only a quarter mile behind you.
Hey Zeus, are these space bugs?
He grabs one. He's like, I don't know. I've never seen it before, but there's a lot of kind of flies though, so I don't know. Did you know that all flies are Capricorn? It's true.
I did not.
Yeah. It's in the book.
Right.
So have we built a raft?
Yeah. So you guys, you guys spend some time. Like I'll say it takes like maybe like 2 days to build a really good raft. But everyone give me we can all sort of like chip in on this. And I'm thinking like a D10 plus your modifier there. So everybody roll a D10 and.
This is our knowledge or intelligence.
Go ahead and add your intelligence modifier.
Oh, goody.
Intelligence?
That bumps my 6 up to a 6. Wow.
Exactly.
So also a 6.
That bumped my 7 to a 6, Haley. So high five.
So also a 6. So 6 is all around.
Yeah.
My 1 is still a 1.
Hopefully this thing floats a little bit.
Yeah, you guys build this great raft.
Yeah.
So like.
I just stand there, point.
Yeah. So 6 minutes later, you guys are all dragging yourself out of the water and walking back up the shore. Everybody is soaked. You look back, the individual logs are all floating in different directions, like across there, as they weren't secured real well and such. And Even Zuki is like, I can't believe that didn't happen. I don't know what happened there.
There really isn't no other way to this.
Well, I have a question. When we fell off the raft and into the water, was it just like a hot tub temperature?
It was pretty hot, but not like a hot tub there. Like I would say, but I'll go bathtub though. Like it was bathtub warm, no problem.
And did we have to swim or could we stand in it?
Well, the other folks could stand in it.
All right.
I wonder if there's a semi-submerged like causeway or something like that. Hey Zeke, was this a valley or was this a flat plain before there? Is there any spots that would be really deep?
He says this was just woods. When I came here last time, I know he points to a ridge over there. He's like, we went up there and we looked at falcons up there, and I know that this isn't how I remember it at all. It's all different.
Perhaps we should go ahead and set up camp here and get Zeke a bucket. Clear it out.
Bail it out. You guys could wander around the outside of it and try to find like an underwater sort of pathway to get across there.
Yeah.
We'll look for like a fording point or just like semi-submerged path.
Yeah, I know what you're going for. Everybody, give me an intelligence check. Or actually, you know what? I will say I'll take a luck check or intelligence check. Your determination.
What if I can't fail a luck check?
I get 15.
You fail on a 20.
On a nat 20.
Thank you.
I got a 3.
Good, Jeff.
I succeeded as well.
15
Yeah,
on my
Pass my luck
intelligence
check.
roll.
Yeah, so
I rolled
you
a
guys,
20.
you guys wander around to the far side. There's a point where it's only about a foot deep. You find this sort of like way through it that you can kind of make your way across to the central bit there, and it only goes about a foot deep towards there, to do it. So you guys can, you definitely see from the shore there, like, how you can make your way across.
I say we send Xander first.
Okay, so Ezekiel's gonna make it.
You're up, Z-Man.
All right.
And Forrester's like, come on, buddy, I'll go with you. So I'll go with you.
Okay. So yeah, so the two of you guys make your way across this, and so the two of you, Forrester and Way, make their way across the water, and it's never more than about a foot deep there. They have to walk carefully. You see like frogs and fish, and
My people.
no people though. No people. No.
I say the frogs and fish, my people.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like, yeah. Hey, I mean, instant swamp shows up in the middle of any place. Maybe Bugabill's got something to say about this.
Yeah.
Maybe he does.
Yeah.
If he's not mad at you for seeing another patron, I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't promise him anything yet.
Gotcha. So you get there and you can see, like, the closer you get, the more startling that light is. Like, by the time the two of you guys make it across the water, you see the death cat. It's Trokio T-Cat. I know. Say hi, Trokio. Say hello. The two of you guys, don't claw me. Come on now. Gentle, we're gentle because we love each other.
Trokio's like, I don't want to be on TV.
I know, right? No, he wants to be on my slippers, is what he wants. Mostly. He's in the middle of a project. So now that I've moved my stuff down here to the basement, they can come in and out of the basement sometimes. And they've gotten a hold of Lori's yarn. And they're just taking her yarn upstairs, one bag at a time, dragging it all the way upstairs and hiding it under the bed. And the other day, there was 7 of them under there. I mean, it's like the most industrious I've ever seen cats do. Is the two of them making their way up there. So the outside of this thing, thing really looks like organic skin. It looks like lizard skin all the way around there. There's one big membrane thing on the outside that is clearly the entranceway. Yeah, that's what. So the two of you guys wander up over to that, and you can kind of like see there around the perimeter, and that's what basically what you see.
How tall is this thing anyway?
Huge, big light. The thing is only about maybe 90 feet tall.
Only.
And it's slumped. Like I said, it's that kind of this weird organic, it's halfway melted, kind of like leaning over,
So Brendan, when we all start going across, and we get there, right? Like, does it look like this thing burst out of the ground, or does it look like a real building?
No, it looks like a real building. Like around the edge of it, it looks like it's settled here into the mud a little bit. So it doesn't look like it doesn't look like it erupted from underground. It looks like it really, once you get up close to it, it looks like it was built here and as if it's always been here.
So it is a baby comet. So I was right.
I told you.
Eyes?
No, it's got kind of a bubble. Let me describe this doorway to you again. So,
But like on the body of this thing, does it have like?
Well, it's got kind of windows up there. Okay, so as you look at it, you can see that there are these like there are a number of small apertures line the walls, each covered with a thick, semi-opaque film, reminding you of blisters about to rupture. And there's a much larger membrane-covered gap standing at the base of the tower, seeming to serve as a portal by which to enter. So like there are a couple of these things as you look up there. There are a couple of these things that are up there that are like, like I said, it's like a bubbly, like imagine like almost like a blister on the outside of this thing. You can see there's light coming from within. Light's probably passing in.
There's
your
light
direction.
coming from within.
Yeah.
See any movement?
None of them are from your angle. You don't see any movement in any of these things, but you can't really look down in any of them.
What about the top? Is it like a tower? Have you seen anything?
The top has got. You know what? It's so bright at the top. It's kind of hard to look at.
Okay.
It's all, but it certainly doesn't look. It's like as far as you can see, it looks organic all the way up to that thing. As far as you can see.
What about tracks?
Go ahead. Anyone wants to give me a check for tracks? Go ahead and give me a D20 roll and add your mod for intelligence modifier. At this point, you guys have been adventurers for so long. I'm gonna say you guys are all trained for checking for traps. You know what I'm saying?
I said tracks. Tracks.
19. Yeah. There are. You don't find anything humanoid. Okay. You find what seem to be like the tracks of some like oversized lizards and something. It's hard to describe. There is something that's has come up out of the water and gone back into the water here that has got like hundreds of legs. It looks like to you, and kind of like came across and went back in. You're not sure what that's about, but
Did it lay eggs?
if it did, they're not apparent. If it did, then you buried them. But
maybe we should get out of the water since it went back into the water. Should we go back to?
So is there like dry land around this thing?
Yeah, there's like a curtain, like a skirt of dry land around this thing, but not much. Maybe at its widest, it's about 30 feet wide. But mostly, it's very soft and very very dense. There's these great big like weedy looking sort of like plants that are sort of all around it. And like up here, I mean, when like I said, half a mile back from here, it was like in the mid 60s. Up here, it feels like it's 90 degrees standing this close to this thing.
And does this the skin covering of this? Does it look kind of like reptilian, amphibious?
Definitely reptilian to you. Like it definitely looks like it could be reptilian to you.
I poke it with the rune sword. The wall.
Yeah, you poke it with the rune sword.
I try to stick it. See if it's as rubbery as it looks, or is it hard?
No, it is not. You can make a mark in it, but it is not as yielding as it seems to be. You kind of, even with the magic sword, you give it a shove, and it'll go in a little bit, but not very far into it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a leather covering around something solid.
And Brendan, you said there was like a door, right? Some sort of portal or
Yeah, at the base of it, there's like one of these membranous parts is there.
Can we see through it?
You can go up to the outside. No. It's opaque enough that you can see that there's light coming from the interior, but you don't see you can't really tell what's going on in the interior of this thing.
What time of day is it right now?
right now, it's getting on night at this point. You guys have traveled up here. At this point, I'll say it's maybe a half an hour until twilight.
Are you guys okay with me cutting a small hole in this kind of blistery substance to see if I can see
I was just
through?
gonna stick the sword in it.
I was gonna say wait until there's actual daylight, but whatever works.
Now, is the light that's coming out of sort of the blistery windows, is that same blinding red light, or is it some kind of other quality of light?
It's not that same blinding red light. This looks more like torchlight to you, coming from the interior. That every once in a while you see a flicker, but that light coming out of the top of it is like a laser pointing towards the gods.
Well, if it looks like torchlight, should we just knock?
You could.
I want to peek first.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, like, I'll take out my dagger and I'll look at these guys and like I'll show them where. And I kind of want to do like where the seam would be, or like the edge of this blistery substance meets the more leathery.
Gotcha.
And just kind of cut a small slice in to see if I can look inside.
Okay, so here's the thing: you poke it through there, okay, and it goes right into the other barrier and such. It goes all the way in. Your blade does. When you pull it out, it instantly heals itself. Whoosh.
Stick your hand through it.
Maybe I cut it
Yeah,
and burn
too.
it.
Or take a torch to it.
Or we can just knock like Forrester
Knock.
suggested.
What do we knock on? Bloop, bloop, bloop.
At the door, right?
Just in case, Brendan, to try this, I will take out one of my torches
Mhm.
and my flint and steel, and I will light it.
All right, you light a torch up, no problem. It takes longer than usual because it is very damp out here.
I will touch it to that blister door and see if anything happens.
Gotcha. So you touch your lit torch to that thing. It seems like only the torch, like touching it against this thing, like the fire doesn't seem to do anything extra to it, but your torch goes inside of it. You can actually see, like, you can vaguely see the light of your torch coming from the interior of it once you're there. Once you pull it out, torch is still lit and the thing seals back up.
Oh, all right, so we can just pass through it.
Seems so, yeah.
You guys want me to go first? I'll take it as a yes.
You're welcome to, but if you want somebody who's a little fighterier to go through first,
Eh,
one of us can.
Phoebe seems to have reservations, though. Which might
I
be.
don't know. I just I don't know. So I don't like the idea of entering a flesh tunnel.
flesh tunnel.
No, I just that's not Phoebe's thing. But whatever you guys want to do.
Then let's hope Phoebe never ends up on the meat planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, that's pretty heinous. For anybody, if you're watching out there, Doug Kovacs' Meat Planet is an amazing after-hours event that he runs sometimes at Gen Con and at Game Hole, which is a big planet made of meat, and you trying to deal with it as best you can. It's exceptional, and if you ever get a chance to do any of the Doug Con after-hours events,
If we ever have cons again.
And I
if
might-
we ever have.
Don't
might be
even say
mistaken,
that.
That's not a Doug. That's not actually. If I'm correct, that's not a Doug adventure. That's a Wayne Snyder adventure.
Is that really? I
Meat
was not
Planet?
aware of that. I wouldn't be surprised. He's
I might be
amazing.
wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's a Wayne Snyder.
It's in Hobonomicon
So
1?
okay.
Not 0, but 1, I think. Yeah.
Wayne's amazing. Wayne came and played one game of X-Crawl, and I described a monster to him that they were fighting against. He whipped me out a sketch of this thing that I still carry around and uses the visual for it. It's like this. You know what I mean? It's like, so he's badass. So listen, guys, it's before we get into start this whole thing up, maybe it's a good stopping point for tonight. We're going to put a pin in it tonight, and we'll start back for next week. Would that be okay with everybody?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
All right, cool. All right, well then, let's go ahead and stop here. We will pick up next time. Thank you all for watching Blades Against Family again, and thank you very much, Hoy, for showing up and being our special guest today.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, you are always welcome. I suggest everyone go out there and check out the Appendix N Book Club podcast. Go out there and see what some smart people have to say about some of the greatest works of fantasy literature ever been put on paper.
And you can also hear what Hoy and I think about stuff too.
and also, not just smart guys.
I mean, seriously, they interviewed Michael Moorcock.
They interviewed Michael Moorcock.
We
Right.
did. That was
great.
So-
incredible.
Right. They say don't meet your heroes, but that's the exception.
That
There
is
you go.
the
I love hearing that. All right, well, we'll pick up here for next time, and thank y'all very much, and we'll play us out, Maestro. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll start here next time. Get ready for the tower. Out of time.
Ah.
Bye, y'all.